Hi, I'm Katie Brown and welcome to part 5 of the procrastination module. In the last video, we discovered that fear is a major mental roadblock that gets in the way of us achieving self-discipline. In the final parts of this module, we're going to break down 5 common underlying subconscious belief systems that create the fears that we talked about in part 4. For behind each of these fears lies a rational, self-defeating belief. It's also important to remember that all of these self-discipline barriers reside in your subconscious. So, before you can neutralize their influences on your behavior, you need to shift your self-defeating beliefs from your subconscious to your conscious. Then and only then can you effectively deal with them. And finally, we'll also cover 4 power tools that you can use to develop your self-discipline muscle. Subconscious belief system number 1, the all or nothing attitude. The all or nothing belief system is one of the cornerstone beliefs that fosters self-defeating behavior. In many ways, it's human nature to want to classify things into 2 categories: black or white, good or bad, on or off, winners or losers. It's this mentality that drives the notion of doing everything at once or nothing at all. The reality, of course, is that life is about the grey areas in between these 2 extremes. Where students get stuck is falling into the trap of knowing that they have so many things to do and it all has to be done at once. If it can't all be done at once, it's better to do nothing at all. Because if all you see is an overwhelming project, you will never get yourself to begin because you don't feel comfortable taking those small steps. You must do it all! It's an all or nothing proposition that you tell yourself. To approach life in your all or nothing terms is to multiply your negative psychological forces tenfold. This means that in essence, you're working against yourself. And this type of negative inner battle will drain you of the energy to actually get the work done. All or nothing thinking is an important element in our subconscious fears, which is one of the greatest impediments towards achieving self-discipline. Power tool number 1. Visualization. Visualization is one of the easiest and most effective self-discipline tools at your disposal. You're already using it when you remember something from the past, contemplate the present, or fantasize about the future. Subconsciously, you use visualization thousands of times a day and consciously at least 100 times per day. All of your actions and non-actions are directed by the mental image that you have about your chosen goal or project. When you choose a goal or project, your mental image will either support or oppose your efforts. The simple act of visualizing yourself confidently doing the steps required to achieve your goal will maximize your strengths and minimize your doubts. It works best when you visualize all of the specifics of the activity that you need to do. In your mind, see, hear, smell, taste, and touch the location, clothes, room, temperature, and all other little details you can think of. Make it real. And the more you practice, the easier it will become. The trick is to use visualization as many times a day as you can. In a nutshell, visualization is the art of self-talk, but with mental pictures. Subconscious belief number 2. I must be perfect. In part 4 of this module, we explored the fear of mediocrity. The belief system that underlies this fear is the belief that I must be perfect. As humans, we all suffer bouts of perfectionism when we find ourselves in terror of making an error. But some people find themselves in a continual wrestling match with this self-defeating belief. I must be the best. I must perform this job perfectly. The key underlying phrase in a perfectionist is that everything must be perfect. Whenever you feel you must, you've automatically fallen into a pressure cooker, and that any performance that you give that is not perfect is not acceptable. But human perfection does not exist. From a psychological standpoint, you may even accept that perfection is unattainable. But your rebel self may lead you down a path of self-loathing, because the result of falling short of this unattainable perfectionism is too much to handle. The result is the creation of anxiety that propels people into thinking that if you don't do it right, don't do it at all. This mentality is the cause of many non-started projects and unfinished works. The key is to realize that the reality of getting something done is much more satisfying than getting it perfect. Power tool number 2. Reward systems. A powerful method for encouraging action towards your goals is reward systems. Rewards have been historically used to support desirable human behavior. Creating a systematically and thoughtfully constructed reward system is the golden key to unlocking greater self-discipline. Creating a reward system helps reduce the conflict between you and your inner self, thus propelling and boosting your action. Now at this point, you're probably thinking, I don't deserve a reward for something I should be doing anyway. Don't buy into this. This is a classic case of your rebel side trying to trick you. For effective and long-lasting self-discipline, The only psychological motivation that instills long-term repetitive behaviour is tangible rewards. To get started on creating your own reward system, just simply grab a pen or a paper or a blank Word document. Now, in a list, write down everything that you enjoy doing for fun. Think all things big and small, like watching a movie, hanging out with your friends, or going shopping. Every time you identify something that you've enjoyed doing, add it to the list. The list should be your tool that documents everything that you enjoy doing in your life. Now, for every task that you do that requires self-discipline and takes steps towards your goal, attach a reward from your list to every step. It's important to reward every step, no matter how big or small it is. You may be tempted to withhold a reward because you feel like the step is too small. However, this is actually counterproductive, and it overlooks the psychological benefits of having a reward system that goes over the entire project. At the end of this video, download the reward system sheet from the resources section of this website and start building your list. To overcome the remaining 3 subconscious belief systems and access 2 more power tools, make sure you check out the next video. Thanks for watching, I'm Katie Brown, and I'll see you in the next video.